Come on into the room, the coachable, teachable, trainable. Post your city and state where you're catching this information from on today. Again, my name is BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton, your cash flow queen, and your go-to girl to help you guys get your assets in order. And I am here rooting for, okay, the new, the emerging, the stuck, the startup, the struggling, right? Emerging entrepreneur, emerging speaker, helping you to get your brand and your business assets in order. Okay, that is what we are out here in these streets endeavoring to do. And today's revamp topic, all right, is going to cover GHL 4-page simplified basic website so that you begin to develop your professional foundation. All right, so we are on this new quest, this new pivot to help you guys see the step-by-step basic building series. And if you are an emerging speaker and you are currently stuck and you are struggling, then today again is the tutorial for you. Your website currently may look like a digital resume from the year 2005, okay? And it isn't helping you get booked. And today we're building a simple, focused website in GHL, Go High Level, that actually showcases the items that we've built for you. So currently we have already gone ahead and we have actually developed for your clarity, okay, the ability to utilize forms and the ability to utilize a calendar on your very, very first level. Okay, we're not going through the comprehensive deep dive into this training. There is no gatekeeping in the information that we are sharing with you and helping you see the step-by-step system that we're building for the emerging, new, stuck, or struggling speaker. Okay, and we are taking the opportunity to put those different pieces on a very basic 4-page website, so that you can see the inquiry form, so that you can see the calendar, so that your entire brand looks professional, right? And that it actually converts your visitors into those calls that you need to have, whether you want to call them discovery calls, whether you want to call them fireside chats, whether you want to call them just a simplified inquiry chat or request or something like that. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity to showcase your foundation professionally, okay? And so why does your website come next in this sequence, right? We've built the form that captures the qualified leads, and we've built the calendar, the simplified calendar that books the conversation. So now we need a professional place to showcase at least these two foundational tools, okay? Now you're probably going, that's great, but why? Well, first, you want to make a great first impression to any potential clients that are looking, for your information, right? You want to make sure that your website clearly communicates what you speak about, right? Again, a 4-page basic website will get that done. We want to make sure that it makes it easy for the submission of an inquiry to book you to what? To speak, right? We want to make sure that you build credibility without overwhelming people. This is not about creating a complex website. It's about building a focused tool that works with your form and your calendar, which we've already created, to generate speaking opportunities. And that is why a 4-page website will work. It doesn't have to be 20 pages, not 10 pages, exactly 4 pages. And what are those 4 pages? Those 4 pages are the home page, the about page, the speaking topics page, and the contact or inquiry page. That home page will grab the attention and direct people into action, right? The about page is going to build your trust and your credibility. Your third page is going to showcase your speaking topics to show specifically the value that you provide, as well as the fourth page being the contact and the inquiry page to feature your form and your calendar, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share screen, and I am actually going to talk you through where and how we get this thing done, okay? And so I'm going to actually bring that onto the screen. I'm going to make sure I am moved over to where I need to be moved over to. So I'm not covering anything up on your screen, making sure that you can see this nice and big and broad on your screen. And yes, you can, according to my notes. All right. So when you're thinking about this system, The first thing, even before you move into step one to create the site, number one, you want to make sure that you have access to the GHL platform. So if you'll go to the link below, the link below, and that is ghl.martinabrityelverton.com, then you will be able to grab your own platform, right? So that you can follow along with all of these basic tutorials that we are setting up for you and showcasing and showing you how to use in a step-by-step method, okay? Once you do that, you now have access to build the platform. Now, hold your horses. Before you jump directly into building inside of this platform, let's do a little bit of pre-thought. Let's do a little bit of pre-planning, all right? The first thing that you'll note here on this checklist is that it says, define your target audience clearly. That means go through some thinking, guys. Know who it is you are speaking to. Who does your value actually extend to? Who does it serve? How does it put your and increase your and expand your and influence? Who does it influence? Who is it for? Right? Know who that audience is. Identify your 3 to 5 core speaking topics. And if you have no earthly idea what those core speaking topics are, what do people ask you about? What do you talk about on a consistent, regular basis? How do you influence and help people on a consistent, regular basis? Okay. Gather any professional photos that you have, headshots and action shots. And you know, there are many, many, many apps out here that will allow you to take your everyday image, put it into an app, get a little bit of enhancement on the jawline, a little bit of hair enhancements on the hair or whatever, right? And you can actually have the app to create you an avatar, enhance your natural features, but regardless, make it look professional, okay? Collect any testimonials that you may have, any speaking experience details. And I mean, whether you're speaking virtually on Zooms, on StreamYard, whether you're actually speaking in person, whether you are on someone else's platform or on someone else's panel and you are speaking with them, whether you are answering questions in the DM, whether you are taking comments off of your social media and utilizing those for your initial testimonials because you are just starting out. I understand you don't have the Dr. Cheryl Wood speaking endorsements yet. So take what you have, collect all that, put it in a folder, save it in some snapshots on your phone. Do what you need to do to collect all of that information, right? And go ahead and write out your unique value proposition. So if you do not know who you uniquely serve or how you uniquely serve them, go ahead and write down those valuable pieces of content because that is exactly what you will need. Take a breath. Inhale, exhale. Okay. Now that you have all of those pieces together, you're going to actually navigate to the sites area inside of your GHL dashboard. You're going to get to that area because it is crucially important that you utilize that area here inside of your dashboard. You're going to navigate to this dashboard, and then you're going to navigate to your actual sites area. Once you navigate to your sites area, then you are available to begin to build out whatever it is you're going to build out. On this particular tutorial, you are going to click to add a site under the websites tab. Now, if you have no earthly idea where to look for that at, you are here inside of the sites on the left. Look up top and make sure you click on the websites. Because if you do not have anything set up, which you won't because yours will be blank, I'll go over here and I'll utilize a second option that I have here in the BrandYOU agency so that you can see as close to a blank site as possible, okay? This is as close to a blank site. This is what your site will look like. You will probably not have any funnels, like I have a couple listed in here for demo purposes. You will not have anything inside of your site just yet, okay? So when you're seeing this says for you to navigate to sites inside of the GHL dashboard and click add a site, you're under the websites area. Okay, I may make a small notation in this just to make sure you understand where you are. Okay, Then you're going to choose to add a website, new site, or build a site. Choose build your own option. Why? Because we're starting from scratch and we're building something very basic. So we're talking about a new website. And again, you're going to go from blank and you're going to insert from your handy dandy checklist a copy paste option that says your name as the professional speaker. So in this case, I am Demo. So Demo, professional speaker, and we're going to select create because we are building this from scratch. No additional help, no bells and no whistles right now. Okay. Again, we're going to select a clean professional template. So should you choose to select a template, I just showed you how to actually do this as a basic site. And this is what it would look like. You would have the options to view all the details. Okay. So let's go back here and let's say create a new site, right? Let's utilize from templates. So if you're clicking the option here from templates and you're saying to continue, now you have a plethora of sites that you can actually utilize to build your speaker website. Remember, 4-page basic website is what we're looking at. Now, when you're looking through this, you want to make sure that you select a clean professional template. Some of the things that you are available to do is you are available to look around, peruse, set a spell, okay? And you are available to determine what type of template you're looking for. Use your options over here on the left-hand side. You may know that you're in the automotive industry. You're going to be speaking about, the things that happens with the car and the automotive industry. Then go ahead and choose a template from that industry. Pick your specific industry and actually utilize a template, clean template from that industry. Here is my suggestion. Because I'm a marketing agency, because I'm a brand development specialist, because I'm a systems development specialist, I'm going to go here to the agency. Do you see how it just reorganized all of that? That is what you need to pick inside of your system. You have umpteen rabbit holes that you could choose to go down, okay? You do have that option. What I'm going to suggest that you do is you select your industry, and then I'm going to suggest that you go up here to the most recent. Why? Because these are going to be equipped with the more recent, not necessarily the most popular, but the more recent options that are available through GHL for you own automation. You are also available to check some other types down here that have the additional things. We want to make sure that it does have an about and a bio. We want to narrow down the rabbit hole that you can go down. So if you narrow down the rabbit hole that you can go down when you're looking through all of these vast amounts of templates, narrow down based on what you need. What did we just say that you needed? Let's go back over to that checklist. We said the 4 things that for sure you need is you're going to make sure you have a home page, an about page, a speaker topics page, and a contact inquiry page. So when you're narrowing down the things that you need here inside of this template that we have for you, let's flip back over there. We want to make sure that you're ensuring that it definitely has an about and a bio area, okay? And if you click more, then you could look at some of the other options that you have. Maybe you'll want to have a thank you or a confirmation page, even though you already have that set up in your calendar. Look through the list and narrow down your selection even further, if at all possible. Whether or not you want to have a blog added later, you're going to want to be able to have them select some type of consultation, set up your calendar or something like that, okay? You're going to need to lead capture through a form, so make sure a form is available. See how it's narrowing down this right now? It's only showing you 39 templates. I'll take these off so you can see that number go up. All right, 50 templates, and it will narrow it down based on the different things that I'm saying that I need. I'm down to 39 templates. This reduces the rabbit hole that you can go down, okay? Now, this is not on your checklist. Of course, this is only available as you are watching the tutorial. Again, because it doesn't tell you to narrow it down. I'm helping you help yourself. Okay. And then we will begin to get into how we're going to develop or clean up or re-edit the home page. Okay. Again, picking yourself a template. So just on the the vast chance, let's see if I can grab a quick one that has some areas that I may find of interest. Here's the gentleman. Let's preview this template and see if this is something that appeals to us. So you have an about page up here, you have a services page and a contact page. Does that match the four areas? A home page, an about page, speaking topics, that could be your services page, contact, that is your contact page. This may actually work as a template that you may want to look through. Look how you can actually scroll down and see, do I possibly have, remember those testimonies we said you needed to gather? Those can get dropped in here. Let's see if go a little bit further down. If you have a team or a set of people that'll work with you, some frequently asked questions. If you know your market, then you will know what questions that they have. This looks like this one may work. If you wanted to take it a step further and view the services page, you could click over there and have a look. Here's some of the services that you will be offering on your page. A contact page, if you were trying to look through there. Let's see if I can get it to pop out. Well, for now, we're just going to go ahead and choose the template. I don't know why it wasn't popping through. So when you select to choose the template, it's going to bring it directly into your website, bells and whistles and all, okay? You will be able to change the color palette. You will be able to edit all of the text. You will be able to edit all of the images that you know you need to do when we're talking about creating your headline and putting your description information, as well as implementing your photo, your call to action button, putting your form on here, and all of that. When it's time to do the information as far as your about page and how to add your background and your speaking experience, why you speak, your personal touch, again, your call to action. When we're putting out your speaker topics, you will be able to edit all of the information that your handy dandy checklist tells you to edit on your site. You have the option to do all of that. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And so when you're thinking about putting this together and when you're going through and structuring each of the areas, I'm going to share with you briefly how to make edits. Because remember, your page is customized to you and your specific niche. My job is to show you the tutorial, provide you a way to get this set up quick, fast, professionally, and in a quick, fast hurry. Okay. And so when you're thinking about building each of the different areas, let's just bring up the template here briefly. Do you see how now you're actually inside of that template? Okay. And anytime you hover over any of these areas, your options on the right are changing. Okay. This is going to get deep if I actually walk you through each of these areas. However, I want you to see that every area that you click is now editable. Okay. So you don't have to worry about not being able to edit any template that you locate. You have that ability. Okay. So don't allow this to be any type of hindrance in your mind that you will not be able to build out your own website and it look professional. That's what your girl is here for in case you get into trouble. But again, these templates are so well crafted for you. I promise you, you will not get lost. Okay. So think about that as we go through the balance of this tutorial information. You are looking to make your headline clear, a brief description of 2 to 3 sentences, uploading and changing out your professional photo, and making sure that you utilize call to action, the CTA buttons throughout. Inquire about speaking, book me, bring me to your event, any of those that you want to do. And you want to make sure that you are including your form where needed. Okay. When you are looking to build your about page, again, using a professional background, your speaking experience, why you speak, adding your personal touch, your own zhuzh, okay? You want to make sure that you're talking about your value topics and things that you know will impact the end result of the audience that you will be speaking before. Whether you're speaking virtually, in person, on a panel, through a website, workshop, through any of those elements, you want to make sure that you're listing things on your about page about you that will impact the end recipient. Okay. So your speaking topics, you want to list 3 to 5 topics that you speak about. Okay. So you want to make sure that you have easily, clearly your topic title, clear and specific. All right. I can actually share and show you. Let's see if I can get this up. Which one of these do I want? Which one of these tabs do I have that information in for you? Give me just one moment. Open that tab up for you. And that way I can bring it onto the screen for you. All right. So I have on the screen here briefly the actual speaker page. And I want to scroll down to the form where I have specifically the speaker topics. So here you're looking at some of the speaker topics that I have listed on my speaker inquiry form. On this form, you're able to see that I have it set up so when the EP comes to my page and they're going to select one speaking topic, right, that they feel will most be helpful for their attendees, it's clear. The 5 W's of branding, that's for any market because every industry, every market, every product, niche, or service must have a brand. All right. Before the brand, asset preparation. So if they're actually walking people through how to develop a brand, there are certain things that you want to have in place. How to price your first paid speaking gig. People may not know how to do that. 5 things all brands must avoid. There's a speaking topic for that. How to set up 7 SMART goals. This is beyond your typical SMART goals, all right? How to monetize your expertise beyond AI fear. How to market your value, vision, and voice. These are examples that I am providing you on how to be clear, right? How to be crystal clear with your topic title. A brief description should also be on your speaking topics page, 2 to 3 sentences about what the audience will learn. Who's it for? What specific audience type? That's your target audience again. And you can have an example like this. Learning through career transition. That would be the topic. A practical guide for professionals navigating major career changes. That could be a brief description, continuing to say participants learn a 5-step framework for managing transition anxiety, building new professional networks, and positioning themselves for success in new roles. Again, brief descriptions, 2 to 3 sentences. And finally, this is perfect for corporate audiences facing restructuring or professionals considering career pivots. That's saying who it is for. Those are 1, 2, and 3 of the things that you must have on your speaking topics page. Okay. So I've given you an example. I've told you the 3 things that you must have. And finally, let's move into building your contact inquiry page. So building your contact inquiry page, you want to make sure that you actually utilize the implementation of your form, right? Your form comes from tutorial 2 and your calendar. Your calendar comes from tutorial 3. You want to add text to this page saying ready to discuss your event. You have 2 options. Either submit the speaker inquiry form below, right? Or you can say book a call directly if you're ready to chat. And you can show them form below, have some type of, animation should you choose to say that form is also available below. So when you're thinking about how quick and easy this is for your audience to follow, consider utilizing some examples that you've seen. Definitely take the opportunity to go out to other speaker pages and see how their page is set up. This is set up as a simple funnel. It's not set up as a 4-page website. However, when we get into funnels, we'll go through this a bit further. Your particular method depends on what you are comfortable with for your speaking industry. You may not be comfortable setting up a funnel. You may be more equipped to set up a basic 4-page website using a template like the one that we've shared. And you may want to say, hey, this works for me to be able to have this set up. And let's see if we can get this to populate out. You may want to go in and add your header information up here. You may want to go through and build out, some quick bulleted information under 3 of your speaking topics. You may have an example of you already speaking on a platform, and you may want to put those 2 in these areas. You may have some testimonial and feedback. Remember, I told you to gather that and get that ready. Again, you may have all of these areas, but here's the beautiful thing. If you don't have all of these areas together already, you can delete them. And I'll share that and show that to you in just a moment. Again, setting up your contact and your services page as well. So let's see if I can get this back over here to where you can see this actually working in real time. Again, if there are areas that you're not going to utilize inside of a template, just hover into any open space and hit the delete. You can delete an area that you may not have 3. You may only have 1. Then you can actually delete a box for an area that you don't have. You may only have 1 for now. Again, this is the options. This is the versatility. These are all the simple things that you can do when you're using a pre-formatted template so that you don't have to work from blank. Your mind may not be that, complex right now to be able to develop like that. So you can. Now, say you had more than that. You can actually hit the undo button. It'll throw them back. Now, say you had more than 3. Then you can actually go up here and you can duplicate. Now you have 4. To keep that from looking too crowded, just go ahead and duplicate the entire platform that you have here. So even though you have 4, you may say that looks a little crowded, don't like the way that looked. I think I'd rather take this option here, and I would rather go and duplicate this. So you may want 3 up there, and then you may want to duplicate this and have an additional 3. I'm going to suggest that you just have 1, 2, or 3, no more than that, but you are available. See, when I select this blue box, you're available to copy this box, and now you can have 6. So there are different options that you can utilize to make this work for you. You don't have to do it the way that it is set up. It is beautiful to have multiple options for yourself to be able to utilize, okay? And so again, I was going to suggest, if you have no earthly idea what you want your own speaker platform to look like, it is okay to go out and get some inspiration, okay? Go copy the right cat. Don't verbatim their information, which you can anyway, because each individual is uniquely them. There's only one of you. Okay, so do what you do. He gave you the vision for your own lane. So walk in your lane and don't trample all over in somebody else's, okay? You want to keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it professional. You're also available to check the mobile friendliness because GHL templates automatically convert. Let me show you very quickly where they automatically. You can see what the web view looks like as well as the mobile view. So let me pull that back up. Right up here is what the mobile view would look like. So this is what this website would look like on the mobile, and here is what it looks like on the desktop, okay? So you don't have to worry about whether or not you have the option to do that. Just trust and believe GHL has you covered, and you do, all right? So, like I was saying, make sure that you do not overload your website with too much complexity to where your images don't load, your form doesn't load, your calendar doesn't load. You want to make it easy for the visitors to find what they need. You want to make sure you keep consistent branding throughout all the same colors, the same fonts, the same styles throughout all of your brand, not just on your website. Go back to your social media, clean it up. Make it look consistent. Use the same colors, the same font, the same images, because people want to see your consistency so they can know, like, and trust you. If you're using something different in every different place, they won't know it's you when they arrive, and they may not, right? They may not find interest because they don't know you, because they don't see this, because they don't understand it. They won't buy. They won't invest their time in you, and they surely won't invest their dollars, their coins, their paper that folds in you. Okay. Making sure that you utilize a very simple homepage, a very simple about page, a very simple contact page, because you want that homepage to capture the initial interest. You want the about page to build trust before people will even use the contact form, right? You want the speaking page to help them understand why you're a fit. And finally, you want the contact page to be available so it can provide multiple ways for them to connect with you. Everything drives towards the same goal: getting qualified people to submit an interest or an inquiry form with you, or to book a call. All right. Making sure that you continue to update regularly, add your new testimonials, your new speaking topics, your experiences, all your various accolades and things like that, to continue to allow the individuals, the people who are coming to that page, to know, like, and trust you enough to do business with you. Making sure any times that you are featured, that you're speaking, that you are working with new events and things like that, make sure that it gets loaded to your information regularly. Okay. We don't want to just one time and then forget it. You want to make sure to keep it updated. Make sure you're monitoring the performance, tracking your analytics. We'll get into that a little bit later. Also, test your forms every now and again to make sure that nothing has broken, so that your leads can continue to come in. All right. Keep your content current. Do a mobile check every now and again. Pull it up on your mobile device. Make sure everything is working. All your bells and whistles are firing off. Okay. If you do this, you are now primed and positioned professionally as the go-to person in your specific niche. Okay. This website, once it is complete, will showcase your form, your calendar. And in the next tutorial 5, we are going to talk about funnels, like I said, so that you can drive traffic to specific pages on your website. Now, you may choose to do the reverse, create a funnel that drives someone to your website. But in this particular tutorial, you are creating a website, a 4-page basic website that drives people to your funnel. Okay. Again, your funnels will work with your website, which will work with your calendar link, which will work with your forms. It all works together. Okay. So this is your third foundational tool, a basic professional website that you are building that showcases your inquiry form and your calendar, and it will help you get booked. Okay. This complete and basic speaker website setup checklist that I've showcased for you on screen, with the page templates, the content examples, the design guidelines, is exclusively available to you inside of the BrandYOU community. And you can locate that at community.martinabrityelverton.com. You can access other tools that are helpful to you and your speaking career or your entrepreneurial journey from the bottom all the way up at community.martinabrityelverton.com. Again, like I said, tomorrow, yes, we will actually be covering on your next option, funnels. We will be covering funnels. So don't think that I'm not giving you everything from the rooter to the tutor. All right. We're talking step by step by step. We're building a simple funnel that will work with your website to capture the different types of leads. And of course, if you'd rather have the entire system built for you, okay, you can come over to the agency, get in contact with your girl, MartinaBrittYelverton.com. I am the BrandMaster, and I help emerging speakers, 50 plus professionals, to get your assets in order, especially with regards to your speaking career, so that you can bring in and attract people who need your voice, who need your value, who need your vision, right? who need you to help them to impact and increase out here in these internet streets. I thank you so much for your time and watching this tutorial. I hope that it has been beneficial for you in the sequential order that we're putting this together for you now as a new, stuck, or struggling emerging speaker. I'll catch you on the very next.